the CBS Broadcast Center in Los Angeles, this is CBS 2 News at 6 p.m.
I am here before you today saying the words I have never wanted to say, giving the speech I have never wanted to give.
A daughter in pain joins the country in paying tribute to an American patriot and political maverick, John McCain. Good evening, I'm Suzanne Marquez.
And I'm Peter Dowd. People from Washington, D.C. to right here in Southern California are remembering the Arizona senator. CBS 2's Joy Benedict spoke with people who watched and were moved by today's funeral in the nation's capital.
Oh, Danny boy.
We come to celebrate an extraordinary man.
It was a morning marked by pride and patriotism. A flag-draped casket surrounded by tears that echoed across party lines.
Some lives are so vivid, it's difficult to imagine them ended.
But saying goodbye to Senator John McCain meant acknowledging that he was so much more than a political symbol.
My father was a great man. He was a great warrior. He was a great American.
And it wasn't just Washington watching. From delis downtown to homes across the Southland, people turned on TVs, honored and remembered.
He was just a funny, gutsy guy who was willing to stand up for what he believed in.
His service was well planned, with 2 presidents speaking and 2 former generals currently serving in the White House escorting his wife during the procession.
And I thought that that was sending a message that service to our country goes beyond politics.
And when Cindy McCain placed a wreath at the Vietnam Memorial, not in honor of her own husband, who was a prisoner of war, but for all who served, veterans felt respect.
I come from that generation, and I have friends whose names are on that wall.
And even though the services for Senator John McCain are more than 2,000 miles away, you'll see flags that have been lowered all over the Los Angeles area because folks here say he did a lot for Californians, even though he never directly represented this state.
When he stood up and said no to the health bill, that's what endeared him for the rest of my life.
There were no sides of the aisle this morning, and he reminded us of how it could be.
A final statement? Or maybe just a reminder that you don't have to be president to be presidential or political to serve.
The pipes are calling.
You just have to put country first.
May God bless John McCain. May God bless this country he served so well.
Joy Benedict, CBS 2 News.
John McCain's widow, Cindy, tweeted after the service, "Today we lost our hero, our friend, our mentor, our father, our grandfather, our husband. Together we mourn and together we go on." And she included a picture of her family with their hands over their heart and saluting.
So touching. Dignitaries join the family in their mourning today. CBS 2's Nicole Killian has the heartfelt tributes to Senator John McCain.
Thousands bid farewell to America's maverick, Senator John Sidney McCain III, at the National Cathedral in Washington. President George W. Bush praised McCain's character and values.
Perhaps above all, John detested the abuse of power, could not abide bigots and swaggering despots. There was something deep inside him that made him stand up for the little guy.
President Barack Obama, who defeated McCain in the 2008 presidential election, reflected on the Arizona senator's love of country.
He was willing to buck his own party at times, occasionally work across the aisle on campaign finance reform and immigration reform.
Even though Senator McCain's funeral drew leaders from both sides of the aisle, at times it turned political, with veiled criticism of President Trump, who wasn't invited.
The America of John McCain has no need to be made great again because America was always great.
The service weaved together themes that captured McCain's life, military sacrifice, and legacy. Former Secretary of State Henry Kissinger, who met McCain after he was released as a prisoner of war in Vietnam, says McCain was a gift of destiny.
The world will be lonelier without John McCain.
Senator McCain will be buried during a private service on Sunday next to his best friend at the Naval Academy in Annapolis. Nicole Killian, CBS News, Washington.
You can see more of today's tributes to Senator John McCain on our website, cbsla.com.
A teenage boy was killed in South LA this afternoon while riding a mini motorcycle. He collided with a car at Broadway and 91st Street. The driver of the car stayed at the scene. It's illegal to ride pocket bikes on public streets in California. A heart-wrenching experience for a Santa Clarita family. A mother was told her 27-year-old son was dead, only to find out it was a mistake, but she still has no idea where he is. Angela Winters has been trying to find her son Adam since June, and that's when he went missing from a halfway house. He suffers with a mental illness, but then a call came from the LA County Coroner saying her son had been found burned to death in Lancaster.
I was horrified. I was very horrified. I was terrified that something like that had happened to my son, and I was consumed at his last moments and what they must have been like.
But it turns out the coroner made a mistake and misidentified the body and then later apologized. Winter is obviously grateful it wasn't her son, but because he is still missing, she is desperate to find him.
Well, a lot of people are spending the long weekend outside. CBS 2 meteorologist Markina Brown joins us live in studio with a look at your holiday forecast. Markina.
Thank you, Suzanne. Yeah, people are getting geared up for the hamburgers and the hot dogs, the corn on the cob, and let me tell you, the weather will not be a problem. We are looking at a lot of precipitation well to the east of us, and that is where it will stay. We will see lots of sunshine as we head toward the next 24 to 48 hours. The only change that we will see is what we're doing in temperature, in the temperature department. We can see it here already. You'll probably notice that temperatures were some 2 to maybe 4 degrees cooler than yesterday, and we're going to continue with that trend. Although right now downtown is gorgeous, 76 degrees, full sunshine. In the OC, we're at 75. We're seeing some clouds for the beach communities and also for the Inland Empire, but again, cooler air is pushing in. We'll talk about how much cooler you should expect it to be by the time we get toward Labor Day. We'll do that coming up in just a little bit. Back to you.
Thanks, Markina. Santa Ana's canine officer helped make a weapons bust at the home of a convicted felon. Aslan is trained to smell firearms and ammunition, so when his human colleagues went to do a standard probation check, Aslan helped them find 4 long rifles, 4 handguns, and parts of AR-15 rifles, as well as more than 10,000 rounds of ammunition and body armor.
Go Aslan. Well, a Costa Mesa state senator promised he will stop giving people noogies.
What?
Yeah, noogies, not kidding. After a woman complained he did it to her. John Morlock received a letter of reprimand for behavior similar to what he did to this other woman who did not file a complaint. The Senate Rules Committee said that while he did not do anything sexual in nature, his actions were unwelcome. Morlock admits that he frequently gives noogies because he's playful, but apologized and said he would stop.
You know, her arm is in the perfect position to just elbow him like, oops, like giving me a noogie.
Maybe
Whoops.
She should.
Right?
I hate noogies.
Me too.
My brother used to give me those.
So did mine. They're uncomfortable.
Yes, thank you. No noogies here.
Right. Well, here's something we're both happy about. USC kicks off its football season. Highlights from their game later in sports.
Plus, vacation delayed for passengers on this flight, all because of a picture that a teenager was trying to send on her phone. We're going to show it to you.
And taking the plunge, hear why an Uber driver says he ended up in the water off Southern California.
First, though, don't forget to check our podcast, In the Air with Stu Mundell. It's available now at cbsla.com/audio or on apps like Apple Podcasts or Stitcher.